produce, groceries, electronics, mail, building supplies, and of course, people. The ferry service connecting the islands of St Vincent and the Grenadines has proven to be an essential service over the last 4 decades. Have you ever given thought to what life would be without the availability of the ferry services? No weekend trips to the Grenadines, few education and work opportunities for Grenadine residents on the mainland, limited options for persons who require specialized medical care. Easter weekend celebrations will look very different to what we have now, and of course, the island's tourism sector will be severely affected. Though there is the option to travel by plane, that can be costly for the average Vincentian and is unsustainable for persons who need to move daily between the islands for work and school. A visit to the Grenadine wharves in Kingstown from as early as 7:30 a.m. on any day during the week will show the large number of people who depend on this critical service. Searchlight recently journeyed from the mainland to the southern Grenadines on the Sun Fast ferry, traveling through Bequia to Canawan, Mairo, and making the final stop at Union Island. The trip lasted approximately 3 hours each way, while other ferries usually complete the journey in just over 4 hours. Captain Elvis Gooding spoke to Searchlight about the origins of the ferry service in SVG, as he was the brains behind the Admiralty Transport Company, one of the first regularly scheduled passenger ferries.
There was just a schooner called Friendship Rose that would have catered for the people from Bequia that come to St Vincent to go to see the doctor and whatever and go back. But somebody from mainland could not have gone to Bequia and come back the same day. They would have to overnight.
The captain, with over 40 years experience on the sea, said the business has become competitive over the years as new players have come onto the scene.
You have people came in after me and started, and we get left behind because we could not compete with the kind of money those guys was playing with. So the banks threw me up, the bank refused to lend us any more money, so I went in another direction. I went to the fast ferry.
Captain Gooding also highlighted the challenges to the ferry operations at the wharves, which he said require upgrade work to ensure vessels are not damaged during the journey.
Right now I'm having a problem with Canawan. For months I've been complaining about it, but after I complained too much, they closed the wharf. As far as I know, as far as I gathered from them, they have no intention right now at this present time to do anything about Canawan. So now I'm going into Canawan at my own risk because the wharf is too shallow. We're going aground. Every time the tide is low, the ship is going aground to take off the passengers. I don't know how long I could keep it up, but eventually, if I stop Canawan, I gotta stop everybody. It don't make sense. All of them come together to make it work. These type of boats need a lot of money to operate. The only reason this still works is because I fix everything. I'm the engineer, the captain, everything, so I don't need to bring in people for most of the stuff to fix. Especially the cost of fuel. I'll give you an idea, it cost me about, for me to go to Union and back, $7,000 in fuel. Basically what we do, buy fuel and pay crew. If anything come up, we'll have to subsidize it on our own. Anything major.
During a brief stop on Union Island, Searchlight met up with Director of Grenadine Affairs, Edwin Snag, who said government is aware of the poor condition of the wharves, especially in Canawan.
Well, of course, the Port Authority has the responsibility to deal with wharves in St Vincent and the Grenadines. The Port Authority is a statutory body. That statutory body has the responsibility to deal with what happened with wharves. With relation to the question of Mairo, there may be some structural challenges and so on and things. And I know that the Port Authority has had their visits and that they are doing the necessary work with relation to what happens in Mairo. And I don't want to wait for you to ask me, but the Canawan wharf is something that, you know, that has been like a bugbear, and there has been a lot of discussions with that. One has to come to the realization that you have a five-star resort, and there's a serious investment, tourism investment in Canawan, and that the level of use of the Canawan jetty is significant by the investor. There are persons and entities who need to make serious contribution with relation to the question of the wharf and canal. But as I said, the Port Authority of St Vincent and the Grenadines has taken the decision that they will go ahead and do the construction of the Canal 1 wharf, the reconstruction of the Canal 1 wharf. We have ferries coming every single day, save and except Thursday, to the Grenadines, and that there is a continuous trend and roll of business on a continual basis. So if anybody tells me that they're not having business because of some infrastructural issue, I certainly have an issue with that, and I don't think that is going to be realistic. I will not say that there are not challenges. There are certainly challenges, and particularly there are some challenges with the fast ferry because of the nature and structure of the fast ferry in terms of docking and passengers, coming to and fro. Of course there'll be challenges. I expect that these challenges will be addressed, but to say that interferes with travel and it interferes with business is unrealistic. I don't think that is true. And one of the things that people must be realistic about is the question of timelines with relation to projects of this nature, serious capital projects that involve millions of dollars. One has to be careful with timelines. You can't even put timelines on the construction of your own individual house, much less for things of this nature.
Reporting for Searchlight Online, Christina Smith.